Hi, thank you for joining me. This is Ashley with Love and Elevation. I'm going to do a card reading. I hope all is well. It's a general message for the collective or whomever comes across this message. It may or may not resonate. Use your discernment. Donations are welcome. But thanks for your time, energy, and support. Maybe a feeling of maybe anxiety or something about going into the unknown, or just a sense of wonder about what to expect. You may have felt like in the past you were stuck in the mud and things are moving slowly or slower than you would have liked. Maybe friendships have been tested. There was a feeling of needing to see how solid, or maybe you'd seen how solid some relationships were or weren't, or how you were able to relate to others. You became more mindful of how you were able to or are able to relate to others, and maybe how you need to change how you relate to others. Yeah, it's like a changing of self and realizing that you've had certain habits that may not have served you, and just you begin learning how to be more wise in your interactions, wise with yourself, beginning to know yourself more, so that going forward, more the things that you're doing and saying, it becomes a way of life, a way of being. The things are sticking, like you want to have a more firm foundation because you want it around for the long haul. You want friendships that are around for the long haul, that are more long lasting and have a more solid foundation, even if it's you standing alone for a while. And I think that you're seeing things from a higher perspective so that you can, and seeing yourself in a better light so that you can be more harmonious and fruitful in your interactions and relationships. And I think you questioned spirit and why you had to be alone or feel alone or feel like wondering why you were going through what you're going through, and if there will be change, if you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. But I believe spirit is in sending you more encouragement now, more people. It's like it's like you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. I believe that you're beginning to feel more warm, and not just like you're just a little speck in the universe. I believe you're beginning to feel more held, more comforted. There's more encouragement around you. You're beginning to see the fruits of your labor, even if they're just small changes. It means, somebody holding the door open for you, or maybe paying for something in your shopping cart. Maybe you feel like, okay, well, I didn't have money. I remember there's times where I was short just like a couple, cents on something, or maybe about to put something back because I didn't have enough, and somebody decided to just pay for my items in my cart. Just things like that, and those, I'm not minimizing that. That's major, There was times when I ran out of gas. Well, not multiple times. Well, it's happened multiple times, but not like a whole bunch of times. But there was one time where I was dashing and I ran out of gas, and I had money on my card, but I was like trying to make these last few dashes to before, it got super low. I thought I could gauge it in a way, and no, I didn't. So I was in the middle of doing an order, so I couldn't cash it out, whatever. But I did have a couple dollars on my card. So I had to walk to the gas station and get some gas. And I was grateful to be able to do that, to be close enough to the gas station to be able to walk. And then grateful to have the money to actually be able to put inside the gas tank inside my car. And then I met someone at the gas station, and then they gave me a ride back to my car and prayed with me, and gave me some suggestions and resources. And and then I finished that dash, but before I even headed to drop the food off, they text me and was like, are you all right? Is everything okay? Not saying like, where's my food at? Not angry in any kind of way, but concern. I just wanted to make sure you were fine. And so I'm like, I told her the story, and then I'm like, but I'm on my way. Like, even if I'm a little bit late, nothing's going to stop me from completing the task. Like, my GPS and signal has went out or whatever, and that may be how you're feeling. Like, it kind of seems like one obstacle after the next, but you're still going to progress. Like, you may question sometimes, like, why am I going through this or whatever, but maybe you don't let yourself be down for too long. But long story short, I got to the lady's house, and I'm like, I apologize about your food being a little bit late, but I ran out of gas, but I'm here now, like, and that's all I said. And she's like, well, no worries, I just wanted to make sure you were fine. And then that just really made me smile, because of that, her genuine concern for my well-being. And maybe I didn't have the same general concern for my well-being as she did, but the fact that a stranger did, it just meant the world to me, in that moment. And then a couple like minutes later, she asked me what's my Cash App. Like, she texted me on the Dasher app and asked me what my Cash App was, and I'm just like, wow. Like, and she sent me $50, and I just sat there and cried, because that meant so much to me in that moment. Like, she didn't have to do anything. The fact that she, was concerned and she, reached out, whatever, wasn't upset. And she could have rightfully been upset because her food was late. She paid for it or whatever. So you get my drift. It's like God sends reminders, and when we stay focused on the mission and on the prize, and the prize is really being grateful throughout the journey, no matter the obstacle or the stumbling block or the perceived limitations. When we perceive things from a higher perspective, and change the way we see things, change how we see ourselves, and change our, I would say, stay in power, our the way we show up for ourselves and show up in the world, then circumstances change. God changes things for us. And so I want to say stay encouraged, because you may be going to a new level, a new environment, where again you may feel like you're alone, like you are beginning to have more money coming in. Maybe it's not a whole bunch, maybe it is, but you're stepping into more of a leadership role, and Spirit is trusting you. Spirit has said, since I can trust you with a little, I can begin to trust you with a lot more. And Spirit may not always be super loud in your ear. You may not have a clear picture of exactly what to do from moment to moment, second to second, or day to day, or whatever, or maybe a well thought out plan, if that's what you feel like you need or you want. But Spirit is like, I can trust you, so I'm not going to be super loud in your ear, but I'm always here if you need me. Don't get distracted you've been through plenty of things where it has strengthened your resolve. So there's no need to worry. There's a need to trust. Trust that there's always water. Trust that I would always fill you up. Trust in the supply, the never-ending supply. And then in the final card, Ghostlands, I'm going to read this card. It says you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps toward a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. Okay, and the oracle message is to play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You're being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh. The best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more your spirit has to whisper and guide. The more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. Okay? The more you switch off your mind, the more room spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solution have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things because you love to do them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. When you are lit up, you are in your spirit. And when you are in your spirit, you fall into flow with life. So how do you play? What do you have to do for fun? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you have come, all that you've achieved. Don't rush on to the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have some fun. So the work your light action is have more fun, play more, celebrate your achievements. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic teacher. I'm going to read that one also. This is what this card looks like. I don't know if you can see it or not clearly, but the Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is a path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her creations, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planets a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. So surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So I think, and so underneath that is get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. And the priestess card, how are you being called to step up and lead? And so, just a little addition to that story, and a little bit more as far as Dash, and those are the reminders that I get to of getting caught up in the hustle and bustle, trying to make another dollar. Is running out of gas, or the app crashing, or just the address not being right. Those things happen, right? Quote unquote happen. But it's like, then yesterday I got a notification from someone had posted a video on YouTube, and it was saying like your ancestors are not with the fuckery. And at that point, I had already decided that I was going to stop dashing and that I was going to head back home. But I was like, well, maybe I can just do a couple more. And my phone stopped working, couldn't find the address. It was like late. Like, I'm just like, you're right. My ancestors are not with the fuckery. They would shut some shit down. Like, so listen to the whispers, as it pertains to what we're eating, what we're doing in any aspect of our lives. Listen to the whisper. But I've heard that saying when it comes to our bodies, and listening to your body's whispers before they become screams. And so it's important to listen to our ancestors and listen to our guidance, so they don't have to yell at us, so we don't have to get spanked in order to, get the message and get the point. Because sometimes what we think that we need is differently, or what we want is different than what we need or need to be doing. And so this card from Asking is Given, cards from Esther and Jerry Hicks, says, I will do my best to make the best of it. A key to regaining your feeling of empowerment is to decide right now that no matter how good or how bad you're feeling, you're going to do your best to make the best of it. Do that again and again, and in a short period of time, you'll find yourself in a very good feeling place. I'm going to grab just a couple more cards. But I think the message is very clear. They're whispering it, but they're whispering it very clear that, it's important to slow down, and that they're really giving encouragement all the way through, but sometimes we busy ourselves and pinch ourselves off from the connection. But it's always flowing. They're always filling us up. We always have the opportunity to allow. Hi. My kitty jumped on my lap. So the second chakra card popped out. I trustingly allow my body to control my sensuality. Get down. Get down. Auric field of the spiritual body. I completely return all of the boundaries that I have set for myself and that impede my development to God. Gosh. Hopefully you can see that. So you can see the sigil on there. I feel like it's necessary to to hear that again, or to say it. Maybe let that be your affirmation. I completely return all the boundaries that I have set for myself and that impede my development to God. I live each of my relationships as intensively as it is good for me at the moment. A reason and a season. Because of my curiosity, I learn easily and quickly. I'm thankful for that. So I hope you enjoyed this message and that you take some time to play and be your highest and best self so that you can show up in the world that way. I just pulled one more card. It said, all parts of my body, my mind, and my soul work together harmoniously. So all things are working. I'm hearing the song. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. I think that's how it goes. Something like that. But yeah, allow things to work out for you. Get out in nature. Get grounded. Don't get too caught up in the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day of the holidays. Take some time to sit down and relax and enjoy the moment. Don't try to live too far out in the future or in the past. Enjoy the now. I just heard Ralph Smart. Breathe in that good ass prana. So, thank you for joining me. Have an amazing day. Love and elevation to you today and every day. Ashe.